Hello everyone. This is Zhenya, and welcome to Creative Moment with Zhenya. I'm gonna start this out a little bit different than I usually do. I'm just gonna put a song that I've been playing in the background for a moment while I invite people in. Hello. We're gonna get started soon. Thank you for joining us. Let me know where you're joining us from. And so if you're new to this to my work, welcome. If you want to get set up, you'll need a candle. If you have an altar already, great, but all you need really is a candle, some writing pad, journal, and some colorful utensils. So let's just wait for folks to come in. And I will go ahead and light my candle. So I realized that this is coming into my third year of doing these creative moments. And really it started out as a sweet little container for folks to just get nourishment, to allow themselves to play and explore in a really kind of, childlike way, to really allow their inner child to have some space to play. I know as adults, we oftentimes don't really think of our inner child as often as we should. And so this is really a great practice for us to really invite our child in and really explore the things that we're holding, that we're moving through, and to really, and I'm noticing now after 3 years, it's really about the voice. It's really about communicating our priorities, our needs, our emotions, our intuition. It's all these ways that we're tuning into our voice, and in a nurturing, compassionate way, we can create a practice that really gives us an opportunity to see and to express and to create. So that's really my intention. I'm excited to start. This is my third year, so I'm excited to see where things unfold. So let's get started. If you are just joining us, go ahead and light your candle. So really, I like to ask folks to light a candle because it's a beautiful way to really connect to that fire element. And the fire element protects us and guards us and really allows us to fire up our dreams, our visions, gives us space to really express. So in a way, when we light our candles, we can say, I am ready for what wants to come in. I am ready for what wants to come in. So the theme of this creative moment is tending to our courageous sprout. And so March on the East Coast is, it's a springtime coming up. We are also ending this full moon in Virgo that we just are coming at the end of, is our last full moon of this astrological year. And so we're sort of closing up chapters and opening up a whole new astrological year. March is also, I don't know if you've been keeping track, but there's a lot of intense energy. Saturn just moved into Pisces. And so I won't talk about it at all, except to really ask you to look it up. Karen Rose, the beautiful herbalist, has a really beautiful video on it, so go ahead and check that out. But it really is a time for us to sort of purge, organize, clean up, and really prioritize our needs. And this moon, this earth moon, is really grounding and centering us in that. So that's the theme. And so before I get into our prompts, our meditations, I just want to also talk about Virgo as the healer of the zodiac. And really it's through through the body work and through inner work and through shadow work that the healer really connects, holds, sees, illuminates the parts of us that are hurting, that have been hiding for a long time. And so all that to say is Virgo moon is really inviting us to come into our wholeness, because we are whole. We're just moving through and illuminating parts of ourselves that need to be integrated. And so I did a reading earlier today, so go check that out on my Instagram page. And so the moon, the Virgo moon, is really helping us to illuminate those parts, right? And so going back to the theme of the sprout, right? So I want us to really imagine the seed that we are, full of potential, full of creation, and full of expression, has been living under the ground, has been hibernating, has been processing, and March is coming up, right? Spring is coming up. We're really invited to visualize that sprout coming through. And so that will be sort of the core of our work together today. As you know, I always like to start with a grounding meditation. So sit wherever you are, get comfortable, and go ahead and close your eyes or lower your gaze if that feels comfortable for you. And take a nice, gentle, deep breath in through your nose. And exhale out. And take another gentle, deep breath in. And exhale out. And continue to breathe gently and slowly at your pace. And just imagine every breath coming in to really expanding your chest, expanding that potential. And every exhale is just releasing any tension or tightness that you have on your body. And imagine the solid ground underneath your feet, through layers of concrete and walls. Just imagine that earth holding you and supporting you. And let us just thank Mother Earth for the abundance she offers us, for this life that we have on this earth, for all the allies that support us. And let's just hold that gratitude in our hearts and in our bodies. And imagine on that ground, on that solid ground, there's a warming. The season is changing slowly. The birds are chirping. The sun is getting a little bit warmer. And imagine that seed that we mentioned earlier. Imagine you were that seed. And you're slowly feeling the pull of your life being birthed in a new season. And imagine that seed opening and pulling you, pulling that sprout up through the ground and reaching to the light of the sun. Now it might be a tiny sprout, it might be a big sprout. Just notice how that sprout looks. Notice how it's moving slowly up toward the light, toward your full expression. And just notice how much uncertainty is in that movement, in that new space. And notice Spirit is calling you to rise, to stand, in your power and who you came here to be, to express, to change and evolve. And know that no matter where the sun shines, or even if it's behind clouds or at night, the sun, your North Star, is always there. Holding you, holding your experience, your journey, your unfolding. And just put your hands on your heart. Know that you are that brave and authentic sprout, reaching up, up, to be your full self in this moment. Creativity is a heart-centered practice, so let's give our gratitude to our heart, to our mind, to our organs and bones, to our skin, to our voice. And let us invite any spiritual support, ancestors, and any other guidance that wants to come through. Animals, plants. And go ahead, put your hands on your lap and come back into the room and look around just to orient yourself and anchor yourself back into this moment. I hope that went well for you. I hope that you felt grounded and supported in these words and this image that you brought up for yourself. Now, time for the fun part. So I'm actually going to put the music on again. So go ahead and open your pad. And I want you to draw a line like the ground at the bottom of your page, right over here. Just a straight line. You can pick whatever color you want. Doesn't have to be a straight line. It could be it's just the ground, really. This is the soil of your life. And go ahead and draw. You take another color if you want. And go ahead and draw in that space underneath. Go ahead and draw a shell of a seed. So it could be like a little cup if you want. It could be like basically anything that you can imagine holds in your seed. And so this has been your home for the winter. And feel free to decorate it if you want. Feel free to put some pattern in it, some colors, some swervy lines, or whatever you want. Okay. And now take another color because we're going to draw the sprout. So go ahead and just from that seed shell, go ahead and draw a line out through the soil and come toward about halfway in the page. And now you're welcome to draw maybe a leaf, maybe your sprout is tiny, maybe it's just a little peeking out of the ground, whatever, you know. This is really a space for your imagination to explore, right? What the beginning stages of sprouting can look like for you. So feel free to, you know, decorate your sprout. And you know, as you know, it's connected to the seed, so okay. And when you're done, pick another color. Any color that reminds you of the sun. It could be yellow, orange, red, or whatever color you're called to draw the sun. And so what I want you to do at the top of the page is draw like a half a circle. It's like when we were kids, we would draw, I don't know how you draw sun when you were a kid, but I used to draw sun like this. But you're welcome to do it on the side, but really we would just want to start drawing the sun, and maybe the sun has some rays coming out of it. And it's really kind of taking the most of the space of the page, right? Because the sun and its warmth and its rays are going everywhere. And so this is kind of a simple drawing. And so the first thing I want us to do is to go back to that sprout. And I'm assuming you have space on the right and the left side of that sprout. If you want to make a list or write a poem or just write some words or any kind of guidance is coming in right now as you're drawing, my prompt to you is this. What is awakening in you? What is emerging? What is growing? And this is really a free-for-all. Whatever it is that is calling you, what is shifting and changing. So go ahead and take a few moments to just jot that down, because we really want to sit in this moment of uncertainty and growth and sort of this like middle place, right? And if anything is coming up for you, anything that you want to give expression to, go ahead and write that down. And if it is uncertainty, if it is difficult emotions, how can you tend to them? Write that down as well. Because the seed, the growing of the seed, there's so much pressure, right? There's gravity that's literally holding it down. So what are the ways that you can support yourself as you are in this liminal space? How can you tend to yourself? How can you tend to that sprout that's just freshly emerging? Or maybe not even out of the ground, but it's still moving through and just feeling that call. So I'm going to give us about 2 minutes to write down anything that is calling you. Hi, welcome. Let me know where you're joining us from. It's good to be with you. If you want me to repeat the prompt, let me know. I'm not sure if you've just joined or... What is awakening? What is emerging? What is growing within your seed? Hi, Caddy. So we're doing a little prompt. So I'm asking folks if you have some writing supplies. So I'm asking you to draw a line right here. This is going to be the soil and the seed. And we're actually breaking through the seed and drawing a sprout. And so right now, as that sprout, as we are that sprout, I'm asking us to just journal about what is awakening us, what we are moving through, what we're shifting through, all these sort of difficult aspects of this moment. Astrologically, just transition to a new season. What is emerging in you? What is growing in you, right? We just want to give expression to that. So I'm just going to put this up so in case you need that. And your drawing doesn't have to look like this at all. But I do want there to be 3 parts. I want there to be the shell, right? And the sprout coming through, and the sun with its rays out. So you go ahead and jot whatever it is awakening in you on these sides right here. Of course, so happy that you're here. Let me know when you're finished so we can move on. And if you need more time, feel free to come back to this, you know, at another time. Maybe you need a moment to sit with it. So feel free. Also, this is a reminder for a water break. Creativity is a self-care practice, so we are going to tend to our need to hydrate. So drink your water, drink your tea, drink whatever it is that gives you hydration. How you doing? All right, so I'm going to move on, right? So I'm going to put that picture up again. Like I said, your picture doesn't have to look like this. Your sprout can look different. Your seed can look different. Your ground can look different. And your sun can look different. You could put it anywhere, but really we want those kind of 3 aspects. That seed, shell, that sprout, and the sun. All right, we're going to move on. So now I want us to focus on the sun. Now I was saying that the sprout is reaching toward the sun, and it's this moment of pressure because we're going against the gravity, and there's so much uncertainty as we grow. And so as we are leaning toward the light, as we are growing and reaching for that warmth, what are the affirmations? What are the reminders that you want to give yourself about where you are in this journey, right? Because we really want to feel that wholeness that we are, right? And the sun is a perfect way to kind of connect to that energy of expression and joy and our desires, right? So what is the sun? What is that warmth giving you? What is it reminding you? How do you feel that sun in words and expression on the paper? So you're welcome to put those affirmations, reminders right here, right where the sun is, right here. Yeah. So whether your sun is in the corner, just make sure those rays are nice and long and big so you can jot those reminders and those affirmations of your wholeness, of your goodness, your beauty and your magic. Oh. Yeah, Katie. Is it Katie? Caddy? Yeah, I know it's there's a lot of astrological shifts right now, and the full moon has us all sorts of places, but it's really a grounding earth energy to really center us into our wholeness, really. So go ahead and write those affirmations and those reminders right here, because those are the reminders and affirmations that are feeding that sprout, right? This is your higher self talking to you, right? This is reminders that you notice when others say and you reach for them, right? But you get a chance to write them yourself in your own words, what you need. I'm just going to give us another minute. Kathy, yes, okay, great. Kathy, thank you. And 5, 6 reminders are enough. If you want more, go ahead and write more. If you have less, whatever you need, it's really just for you to just feel into that wholeness, to that heart space, that nurturance. Yes, I can take up space. Beautiful. Yes, yes. I actually, for this full moon, I wrote a bunch too. I did a whole affirmation list. find them, but okay, never mind. But yes, keep writing those. Keep writing those affirmations. Keep writing those positive words that are allowing your sprout to feel nourished and to feel strong to grow. Okay, so the last part of this exercise is going back to that seed shell, right? So feel free to decorate your seed shell if you want. But this is really the home that our seed has lived in this winter time. And maybe for many of us, we've been living in the seed for years, right? And so as a home that we've had, and as a home that we're leaving,
we are infinite.
We want to just notice what we're leaving behind.
I am living, and I am ready to shine.
I feel like this is the perfect song for our session. So, we want to cultivate gratitude for that home, for the home that protected us and shielded us and kept us safe, right? The seed shell. We want to also acknowledge that we are breaking through that shell. And we have to, in a way, leave something behind. Because for that rebirth, right, to happen, death has to happen as well. And so what parts of us, or what aspects, or what limiting thoughts, or what behavioral patterns or thinking patterns, what are we ready to let go? Not in not in like, oh God, it's over, but like, we're grateful. These parts of us have helped us to get to where we are now. And so we want to cultivate gratitude for that home. We also want to acknowledge that we're too big for that shell.
I am love. I am energy.
And so in that space that you have under the earth, under the seed, right? Go ahead and jot down anything and everything that you're leaving behind, that you're making space to leave, that you're no longer resonating with, right? And so by putting these words out, we are really creating our life, right? We're moving into new chapters. We're moving into new seasons. We're acknowledging where we were and where we need to go. And oftentimes this is really uncomfortable, and that's okay. That's okay. And so let's take another minute or two to really acknowledge the things that we are leaving behind. The ways that we had to be, that we are noticing the shift in our bodies, in our life, in our external world, right?
Everything is working out best case.
Okay. So I hope that has been nourishing for you. I'm so glad that you are here, that you are tending to your courageous seed. It is not an easy time, and you are where you need to be. Your sprout is calling you to move and shift and claim and reclaim parts of you that were maybe too scary. That voice, that lived experience that you've had. So as always, I'm here on the first Wednesday of the month. I will be here next month. I was gonna look up what day it is. If you can let me know. It's gonna be April 5th. I will be here again. You know what? I usually forget to pull a card, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull a card from this vessel deck that I love so much. I mentioned earlier that I had an intuitive reading for this Virgo full moon, so go ahead and check that out on my feed. Just gonna check in. Just gonna. What do we need at this moment? Where's guidance for our collective benefit? Okay. Childhood. It's a beautiful card. It's a beautiful reminder that this practice, that these sort of playful exploratory practices, they really help our inner child to feel seen, to tend to our inner child, and to allow our inner child to lead. I always say this creative practice is really a permission that we give to our inner child to express without any rules or guidelines, any impositions, any projections. We could just have a prompt and just explore what it is that we're working with, right? And so this is a really beautiful card. Just remind us that this work is important and really, really healing for us, for our inner child. That sensitive, joyous, beautiful, creative part of us that is waiting for our validation, waiting for our permission. So thank you again. Thank you for being here. I hope to see you next month. Same time, same place. Take care. Be well.